Alright, so I'm just decided I would put up a video showing off kind of some of the work I've been doing in my spare time, which sadly hasn't been a lot, but I thought it'd be cool to create kind of a twin stick space shooter. So it's kind of a combination of a top-down space shooter and a shmup, I guess, in its current format. It's going to be a little bit arcadey versus simmy. So enemies will probably drop weapons, and they also drop like little coins that give you points. But I have been thinking about, instead of it being kind of a one-off, having it kind of fit into the lore of my bigger space game idea, which is Embers of Empire, which is more of a space action adventure, Mass Effect-y, but with piloting type of game. So to run down kind of some of the progress I've made, a lot of it was kind of building up the systems and the classes of the different type of objects in the game. We've got like a base enemy class here. These guys are just basically drones. They run off a behavior tree that's just set up to wander around the board. They aren't actually tracking the player or anything, but if they hit the player, they explode. Eventually, I'm going to add some chasing behavior, which is the default behavior I had for a while, but it was literally just mocked up in a blueprint. There's no real AI to it. So we'll add some behavior tree chasing stuff, and maybe some perception if I want to get that far into it. But since it's a simple game, I'm not sure I'll do that. Anyway, just enough to have the enemies chase the player, give them some pressure, and then right now these guys are so easy to avoid. And then the other behavior I'd like to do is some sort of kind of find a spot, shoot at the player, something like that, just to give the enemies some variety. The other, so you can see when you hit them, they explode. The other thing that I have here is you'll see there's like a gun mounted to the top of the ship. So this is like a pulse laser or something. It's actually probably like the second weapon you might pick up. But one of the things that I built into the game is you could kind of just add more and more lasers to the game, to the ship. So like if you go and pick this one up, you'll see it's been added to the ship there, and now we have a different sound, and we have two different lasers going on. And two different types, so you've combined stuff. So this ship has 3 slots. Some of the ship modeling and things like that are probably going to change, especially if I decide to theme this based around the Embers of Empire stuff that I'm working on. So the ship models might change to reflect the ships that I've designed for that game, which would be cool. But this is fun for now, and I really like the Kenny Asset Forge for just throwing together quick little models. So both these ships were made in that, the asteroids were made in Blender. So you can see here I've got 2 kind of just regular cannons that shoot orange projectiles, and I have one that shoots a big green one. And then I can replace it. I have 3. So, and the rate of fire is actually faster with the cannon, so if I switch back, you'll see they're not that much slower, but if I put 2 on. The sounds kind of combine as well, which is kind of neat. Those guys were stuck. So yeah, every time the enemies blow up, they drop little coins. That gives you points. Eventually they'll also have a possibility of dropping a weapon, and then maybe some other power-ups depending on how arcadey you make it. If I do end up doing an Embers of Empire style game, the levels will be a lot more themed, less generic, and it'll probably feel more mission-based than just like a standard shmup like level 1, level 2. Again, my idea for this was to kind of just create something, get something out there. I haven't done that in a couple of years now, so I just want to build something and have people play it, so I don't want to overscope it, but so theming it might be fine. I like the idea of that for the future games, but so we'll see what we do. Anyway, right now the enemies aren't super fun, but some of the mechanics are here. So I still need to add the actual power-ups, but the pickup part of the power-ups are already there, and the kind of the buff system is there. Kind of works the same way as adding points to the player, which these green coins do. So hopefully it shouldn't be too much to add things, a little bit of art, a little bit of programming. Anyway, this is what I've got so far, and yeah, all the art is going to change probably before the end, but the mechanics are starting to go. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this little preview, and thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks.